tonight. Please know I'm working and striving to be the next great 8 in Baltimore. Now, there was an hour-and-a-half rain delay, but we finally saw him throw a strike. He never played organized baseball growing up. He didn't even know how to grip the ball as well, but was warming up, got tips from other players, and he's such an amazing player, obviously, ends up throwing a strike. Needless to say, it got people into the stadium at Camden Yards because the Orioles stink this year, so maybe he needs to throw the ceremonial first pitch more to get more people into the stands. Just a thought.
Tell us how you really feel about the Orioles, Will.
Just saying, they'll stinkaroo. That's all. I mean, you know, bottom of the basement right now. Yeah, not doing well.
Analysis.
I might be going to an Orioles game, so I can't talk bad
Let's
about it.
send him an Orioles t-shirt. Let's send Will an Orioles t-shirt. He can wear it on air.
Thank you so much, Will. It is time to count down to training camp presented by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. The Broncos are looking to get their defense back among the elite in 2019. Quarterback Chris Harris Jr. is going to have plenty to do with that. The 4-time Pro Bowler spoke with our very own James Palmer about his goals personally this season.
Chris, you've said on the record that this fits you perfectly, this defensive system. What about it specifically makes you so happy to hit the field tomorrow?
Just to be able to play everything, every type of coverage, man, zone, blitz, play the slot, do everything. So I like it, man. It's going to be a change-up for the quarterbacks and give us a chance to read the quarterback and get a lot of interceptions.
A lot of interceptions. Give me a number. What do you think Chris Harris will have on picks this year?
Man, I got to have a career high, man. I got to have at least 5 this year, man.
Okay.
So I think with the way he's going to be using me, my versatility, I think it definitely should go up for sure.
You look at the receivers in this league. Week 1, you have Antonio Brown, you have Tyreek Hill, you have those guys down in, well, not San Diego anymore, but in L.A. So will you be shadowing guys this year? Is that something you'd see happening, and is that something you'd want to do?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think last year when I started to shadow teams, our record, we started winning. We started getting on that roll, and then unfortunately got injured. But I think this year, definitely to ease the pressure off the other guys and whatever role that they want me to do, Coach Fangio wants me to do week to week, I'm ready for it.
So to finish this out, 5 picks this year. We're getting one week 1?
Hey, man, the Monday Night Football, baby. You know, I've gotten a couple picks in the black hole, so I'm excited about going out there for sure.
Echoing the same sentiment that he did when he was at the breakfast table recently, talking about his goals and wanting to return to greatness. So we know all about the playmakers on this defense. You have Chris Harris Jr., Von Miller, Bradley Chubb, just to name a few. They've also added a Super Bowl winning quarterback, Joe Flacco. They have an explosive young running back who burst out onto the scene. One of my favorite stories from last year in Philip Lindsay. Let's talk about how good they can be. The Broncos will make the playoffs if what happens? I'm going to say defense right away. I was getting crushed by Broncos fans on Twitter for questioning or wanting this defense to be better. The truth is, this team misses Aqib Talib. It was the no-fly zone. He left. I don't know if they didn't think that he had anything left, but once he left, this became the 22nd total defense. Chris Harris cannot be asked to do everything by himself. I need them to return to elite status. I'm talking top 5. You can't be 8th in sacks when you have Von Miller and Bradley Chubb. You got to be top 5, top 3, and their goal should be number 1, which it sounds like it is. The defense is the one thing that worries me, but then they inject Vic Fangio, which gives me all the confidence.
Yeah, it gives me confidence, too. I'm not saying defense, but just echoing on what you were saying. Vic Fangio is definitely, you heard Chris Harris say, look, I'm going to be able to make plays. I'm going to be moved around. A lot of that is going to be because of that pass rush. That pass rush is going to be so disruptive. You saw it in Chicago with Vic Fangio's defense. You saw it in San Francisco with Vic Fangio's defenses. And so to have a guy like Chris Harris, who as a corner, you know, if I can get pressure, I don't have to cover as long. I can take some gambles here and there. And so you're right with the defense.
Can this be 2015 defense, though? Do they have what it takes to be 2015?
I think they do.
Okay.
I think they do. Obviously, they are missing Talib, but pass rush solves that problem. You just don't have to cover as long. But my answer is, if Philip Lindsay is the guy we know he is, and I know he is. I got a chance to sit down and talk to him at the Super Bowl. And I was just so impressed with this young guy. I mean, I know you see it in interviews, and he comes across so humble and just well-deserving. He's such a hard worker, but to actually sit down and talk to him, I mean, this kid is, I mean, he feels like one of my sons. You know what I mean? He's just that kind of guy and has all the talent in the world. He can do everything on that football field. To be such
Maybe
a
Odell
small
could
guy.
FaceTime him on his birthday. He feels like
I know,
kid.
right? But to be that smaller guy and run the football the way he does, just fearless of a competitor, those are the kind of guys I get behind. And to me, it's Philip Lindsay all day.
2 words. Joe Flacco.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my key.
Okay, well, I'm going to put a question mark at the end of those 2 words. What is it? I mean, he has to show up, right?
Can he refine his form from Baltimore after a weird season last year?
Super Bowl MVP, get back there.
I know Joe's just one of those. I mean, Joe, another guy, extremely talented, can make every throw, but
you're so torn on everything.
No. I'm just saying, what is Joe? Can Joe mentally get back to where he needs to be? That's what it has to be. But arm talent, he can do everything.
Time will tell. They are reporting to training camp. I almost said mini camp. Oh, no, we're here.
It's the real thing.
Officially real deal this week. New haircut for Odell. Will we see a different version of him on the field and in Cleveland?
Man, be you.